So, hello, good evening, and welcome to Yoga Live at 5 with me, Hatha yoga teacher Lesley Wilson. So, we're coming kind of towards the end of these lives now, as I made an announcement on my Facebook page earlier on that I will be taking my classes online via Zoom. So, if anyone is interested in those, then please drop me a message and I can let you know whether or not. Well, of course, I've got space for you. That's anyway, so yeah, just let me know if you wanted to join those Zoom yoga sessions. I think it's going to be better to do it that way because obviously I can see people, I'll be able to teach different things, I'll be able to introduce or reintroduce some of the things that we used to do in face-to-face classes, because though I won't be able to physically adjust you, I will be able to see you and interact with you, so that if anyone's got any queries or questions, then obviously that's going to be much easier for me to do. Whereas here, once I'm on the mat, I can't see the comments because I'm too far away from the camera. So I think the easiest thing is going to be to actually bring them via Zoom. And to be honest, I've had a few messages from people today. I've had quite a bit of interest, so that's going to be starting next week. So yeah, drop me a line for more details. So yes, tomorrow will be the last Facebook and Instagram live. There are plenty of sessions on YouTube for you to look at, and also, I'll bring that back on the, there'll be plenty of stuff on YouTube for you to access, or as I say, you can gain access to my Zoom if the time suits, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe introduce another couple of classes, I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so we're going to begin now. Namaste and welcome. So just to centre ourselves and to ground ourselves, we're going to start with some pranayama, and we're going to be working with Samavriti pranayama today, which is breathing in for 4, holding the breath in for 4, breathing out for 4, and holding the breath out for 4. So we're going to bring the hands onto the lap, palms facing upwards. Bring the hands into chin mudra. Now you don't have to be sitting cross-legged if that's not comfortable for you. You can sit with your back supported by a wall or a piece of furniture. Hello, and yes, this happens from time to time. Gonna get a little headbutt on the hand now. So, but the main thing is to try and keep the spine as straight as you can, because obviously the more you're crouched over, the less you can fill the lungs up, and it becomes a little bit more difficult to work with this square breath. So try and even out the breath so that it lasts the whole of the count of 4, as opposed to just taking the first couple of counts to take the breath in. Okay, so let's straighten the spine, lift the crown of the head, close the eyes. I'll talk you in for a couple of rounds. So let's just take a full breath in through both nostrils. No need to count this one. And then breathe out fully through both nostrils. And then breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and then just continue with your own breathing and your own counting. And then no need to rush or hurry, but the next time that you breathe out for the count of 4, you can release Samavriti Pranayama. Allow the breath to return to normal. And then when you have finished, just release Chin Mudra with the hands. And then we're going to come down onto the mat for a short relaxation. You're right in the place where I need to be, aren't you? So, don't mind me, you just stay there. So just coming into Shavasana, your relaxation posture. Stretching away the legs if the back allows. Obviously I've got a really big space between my heels, so just allowing the feet to flop apart. So remember, if this is uncomfortable for you, you can bend the knees, take the feet wide, allow the knees to just fall in together so the legs are still nice and relaxed. So arms resting a little way away from the sides of the body, palms turned up towards the ceiling, fingers are lightly curled. So lift the head if the neck allows, look down the centre of the body, and then you can rest the head back down on the mat. So this brings the head in alignment with the spine, tucks in the chin and lengthens the back of the neck. So just close the eyes if you haven't already done so. And then just a couple of nice steady breaths here. Okay, so let's hug the knees in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the outside of the shins, and then we're just going to begin to ease out the back, rocking gently from side to side, head and knees going in the same direction, as we just give the spine a gentle massage. And then we're going to start to ease out the neck, so still rocking from side to side. Let's have the head going in one direction and the knees in the other. And then we can come back to centre. Place the two hands on the kneecaps. With both knees going in the same direction, we're going to circle the knees. So just warming up the hips, lower abdomen, lower spine. And then we can go back the other way. And then come back to centre, still circling the knees, but we'll send them off in opposite directions from each other now. And then we'll come back to centre. We'll place the 2 feet down on the mat. Oh, sorry, it was trod on our tail. Normally the feet should be hip width apart, but I've obviously got a cat, and if I move further up the mat then I'll be out of the camera view. So making sure that the feet are hip width apart, heels just underneath the buttocks, taking the arms down by the sides of the body, palms facing downwards. So let's just warm up with a gentle pelvic tilt. So gently warming up the spine, the rocking backwards and forwards of the pelvis in synchronisation with the breath. So breathing out as you round the spine, push the pelvis forwards. And when you breathe in, arch the spine, bringing the pelvis backwards. So breathing out, rounding, pushing the back of the waist into the mat. Breathing in, arching, lifting the back of the waist off the mat and pushing down with the tailbone. So breathe out as you round the spine. And breathe in as you arch. And then just continue with your own breathing. And then we can release this activity with the spine. Bring the spine into a neutral position. Keep the knees and feet where they are in the hands. And then just keep the face looking directly up and in front of you now, rather than turning the head to the side, as we're going to work with the bridge and then move on to the flowing bridge. So when you next breathe in, push down the soles of the feet, the backs of the arms and the shoulder blades. Lift the hips up as high as you can. And then breathing out, rolling smoothly down. So breathing in, lifting up, keeping it strong with the glutes and the thighs. And then breathing out, rolling smoothly down. So we'll just do a few more of these with your own breath. And the next time that you take a breath in and lift the hips up, float the hands up towards the ceiling and take them all the way back to the wall behind you. And when you breathe out, you can just lower the hips and float the arms back down. So breathing in, lifting up, arms up and back. Excuse me. And breathing out, lowering everything gently back down. So just do a few more of these with your own breath. And then no need to rush or hurry, but the next time that you breathe out and lower the hips and lower the arms, you can release this activity. So we're going to work with a couple of hip openers. So we're going to bring the outer edge of the right foot, rest it on the top of the left thigh. We're going to lift the head. There's a triangle gap, so it's the right hand that goes through the triangle gap. And then clasp the hands together around the back of the left thigh. Rest the head back down. Draw that thigh in towards you. See you later then. And then release, so we'll change sides. So right foot down on the mat, outer edge of the left foot on the right thigh. Lift the head, left hand through the triangle gap, join the hands together and draw the right thigh in towards the chest. And then release. So I'm going to bring the knees up now, bring the soles of the feet together, and then you can take the hands, take hold of the feet, draw them in towards the pubic bone. Rest the head down on the mat, close the eyes. So we're just working with Supta Baddha Konasana, your supine cobbler's pose. And then from here we're going to transition into happy baby. So just separating the feet, lift the head once again, take the hands and wrap them around the insoles of the feet, rest the head back down. So keep those knees nice and low, and then we're just going to extend the feet up towards the ceiling. So you look a bit like a baby having its nappy changed, to be quite honest. So this is the happy baby. And then you can use those hands to draw the feet down, bringing the knees closer to the shoulders and the mat. And then we can release. So take the feet, either you can hug the knees into the chest or you can place the feet down on the mat, whichever suits you best. So we're going to take the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body. I'm going to work with a spinal twist, and remember, if you don't have much space, you can take the arms up toward, just take the arms at a 90-degree angle. So I like to hug my knees in towards my chest, but you can work with your feet still on the mat if you prefer. And as you breathe out, take the knees over to the right. Try to keep both shoulders on the ground if you can. And if the neck feels okay, you can turn the face to the left. And then just keep breathing. And then take a breath in, come back to centre. As you breathe out, take the knees over to the left, turn the face to the right. And then take a breath in, come back to centre. One more to each side, so as you breathe out, take the knees over to the right, turn the face to the left. Breath in, come back to centre, and then breathing out, take the knees back over to the left and turn the face to the right. And then breath in, come back to centre. So let's stretch away the legs now. Bring the arms down by the sides of the body. We're going to do some cross calling. So next time that you breathe in, float the hands up to the ceiling, And take them all the way back to the wall behind you, nice big stretch. Breathing out, take the hands up to the ceiling and just pause there. Breathing in, take the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body. Breathing out, take the arms all the way across. Open up the shoulder blades, give yourselves a nice big hug. Breathing in, take the arms out wide at right angles once again. When you breathe out, take the arms all the way across, but other arm on top this time, give yourselves another hug. Breathing in, take the hands up to the ceiling and pause there. And breathing out, float the hands back down to starting position. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the right knee in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shin and squeeze. Breath in, right leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shins and squeeze, shin even. Breath in, left leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shins and squeeze. Breath in, legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all four limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the right knee in towards the chest, if the neck allows, nose towards the knee. Breath in, leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, nose towards the knee. Breath in, left leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, nose between the knees. Breath in, legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all four limbs back down. We do one more round, so breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the right knee in towards the chest, nose towards the knee. Breath in, right leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug the left knee in towards the chest, nose towards the knee. Breath in, left leg up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all three limbs back down. Breath in, just the arms, take them up and back. Breathing out, hug both knees in towards the chest, nose between the knees. Breath in, legs up to the ceiling, arms up and back. And breathing out, floating all four limbs back down. So we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest now, clasp the hands underneath the knees. And if it feels okay for your back, we're going to rock backwards and forwards a few times. However, if this is not for you for whatever reason, then please feel free to just rock from side to side. And then we're going to come up to a seated position. I'm going to turn this way so I can see what's going on. So we're going to come into, just bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to match up the pads of the toes, the balls and the feet and the heels. And then we're going to just do a soft forward fold with the breath. Sorry, I'm just checking the time. So as we take a breath in, we stretch the hands into the centre of the room and then come all the way up. Looking up at the ceiling if the neck allows, and then breathing out, folding forward from the hips, coming all the way down. So breath in, stretch out, come up. And breathing out, coming down. One more time, breath in, stretch out and up. And then breathing out, coming all the way down. Let's hold this forward fold now. And remember, just continue to breathe. And then take a breath in, lift the head, slowly come on up. Okay. What are we doing now? Oh yeah. So we're going to work with Dandasana, our staff pose. It's quite a strong posture. So we're going to come up onto the sit bones, extend the legs out in front of you, have the toes all pointing up towards the ceiling. And then from here we're going to bring the hands down by the sides of the legs. So they might be here or they might be here slightly. If you've got longer arms you can bring those. And then we're going to straighten the spine, making sure that you're on the sit bones. Lift the crown of the head. Try and open up across the front of the chest, draw the shoulders back. Sometimes it's easier if you activate the thigh muscles, that might help. So it looks really easy, but it actually isn't. And then we can just come out of that and relax the spine. Give the legs a little shake. So, Janu Sirsasana, our head to knee pose or hamstring stretch. So we're going to stretch out over the left leg first. So you can bring the right foot in nice and close to the groin and allow that right knee to drop out to the side. So left toes pointing up towards the ceiling, have the hands resting on the left leg. So take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, start to walk the hands away, just aiming to bring the left side of the chest as close to the left thigh as your body will allow. And remember, just working with your own personal point of resistance. So just taking a few moments to think about where the resistance is. Where can you feel the resistance? If it's in the lower back, you definitely need to come up slightly. And then take a breath in, lift the head and start to come up slowly. Okay, so we're going to work with our seated bound angle pose. So we're going to bring that right knee up. So you want about a fist gap between the right heel and the top of the left thigh. So we're going to bring this right shoulder so it's on the inside of the right knee. So bring the left hand down behind the left hip. This is going to push the upper body forward. Now we're going to take the right hand and wrap it around the front of the shin. And then the left hand will come all the way around, and maybe the hands will meet behind the back, maybe they won't. So left toes are still pointing up towards the ceiling. This won't be achievable for everyone, so just bear that in mind. And sometimes if I'm teaching on a one-to-one, I give people a strap or a bath robe belt or gentleman's tie, get them to hold on to on the two ends of those so that they can almost achieve this without the hands touching. And then release. We're going to come into a twist, so let's bring the right foot now so it's on the outer edge of the left leg. Now you can keep that left leg extended if you wish, otherwise you can bend the left leg, tuck the left heel underneath the right hip. We're going to bring the right hand down behind the right hip and we're going to wrap that left arm around the right knee. Take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, twist from the waist, turn to look over the right shoulder. And then just keep breathing. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. Let's uncross the legs, stretch them away, give them a little bounce, and then we've got to do the same on the other side now. So I'm just seeing where we're at. So left foot in towards the groin, allow the left knee to drop out to the side. Alternatively, both legs extended, make sure you've got a space between the heels. Come up onto the sit bones, have the hands resting on the right leg, right toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Breath in, straighten the spine, breathing out, starting to ease the right side of the chest down to, right side of the chest down towards the right thigh, and then keep breathing whilst you're there. And then take a breath in, lift the head, slowly come on up. So once again, our seated bound angle pose. So just taking that left heel about a fist gap away from the top of the right thigh. Bring the left shoulder so it's on the inside of the left knee. Take the right hand down behind the right hip, so that will push the upper body forward. Left hand comes around the front of the left shin. Right hand releases all the way around, and maybe the two hands will meet once again. So keeping those right toes pointing up towards the ceiling. And then release, and then we're going to come into a twist again. So place the left foot on the outer edge of the right leg, and if you had the left leg extended the other side, then you need to do the same this side. Otherwise, you can, if you don't want to work with the leg extended, you can bend the right knee, tuck the right heel underneath the left hip, left hand comes down behind the left hip, right arm wraps around the left knee. Breath in, straighten the spine. Breathing out, twist from the waist and turn to look over the right shoulder, left shoulder, sorry. And just hold it there, keep breathing. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. So we're going to come into Marjariasana, the pose of the cat. So coming onto the knees. And then making sure that the weight is evenly distributed throughout the whole of the hand. Hands, elbows and shoulders all aligned. Middle finger pointing towards the top edge of the mat. And we're going to ease out the spine with a bit of cat stretch and breath. So breathing out as you round the spine. Bring the chin towards the chest. Breathing in, arching the spine. Drop the waist, lift the head and tailbone. So breathing out, rounding. Breathing in, arching. And then you can have the eyes open or closed, whichever is your preference. And then we can release this activity with the spine coming to flat backed cat, our neutral position. So we're going to work with some hip circles. So first of all, sit back on the heels, straight, keeping the arms straight if that's all right for you. And then we're going to come back up onto the knees. We're going to take the hips over to the right. Then we're going to bring them forwards, and then over to the left, and then back down to the heels. Okay, so over to the right, up to the top, over to the left, and back down. So just do a few more of these in this direction. Oh, that's my knee, click. And then we're going to go back in the opposite direction. And then come back to centre. So just extend the right leg out behind you, tuck the toes under, and then breathing in or out, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to use the hands to push the body back. So we're going to stretch down the back of the right calf muscle. And then bring the weight forward, roll the toes over, and then you stretch in the front of the lower leg. So taking the weight back, roll over toes, toes tucked under, and then roll over toes as you bring the weight forwards, stretching out the front of the leg. So a couple more of these. With the breath, doesn't matter if it's in or out, backwards and forwards. Doesn't help, of course, if you get cramp. Okay. And then just bring that right knee back to next to the left knee. So we're going to do the same with the left leg now. So we'll extend the left leg out behind us, tuck the toes under, and then push back with the hands. So you're pushing the body backwards, stretching the back of the calf muscle on the left leg. Bring the weight forward, roll over toes, stretch out the front of the ankle and the leg. And then back, tuck the toes under, push the weight backwards. And then coming forwards once again. So a couple more of these on this side. Okay, and then bring the knee back down. So we're going to come into Malasana, which is a wide-legged squat. So not achievable for everybody, and some people actually don't like it. I personally do like it. So we're going to bring the feet now so that they're a bit wider than hip width apart. Drop the hips down. So ideally you want the soles of all of the feet in connection, including the heel, with the mat. So bring the elbows so they're inside the knees or the tops of the shins. Bring the hands into Anjali Mudra prayer position. So I know it's not for everyone, it is quite strong on the hips. So if you do have any hip problems, probably best miss this one out. And then take the arms out in front of you and come all the way up to a standing position. So just giving the legs a little shake, what have you. So what are we doing next? Okay, so bring the feet so that they're hip width apart. Lifting up all the toes, spread them out, lay them all back down again. And then we're going to bring the hands into prayer position. Take the hands all the way up to the ceiling. As you breathe in, really stretch those hands up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, we're just going to sway over to the right. As you breathe in, come back to centre. Breathing out over to the left. Breath in back to centre. Breathing out, back over to the right. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out over to the left. Breath in, back to centre. Little twist now, so breathing out as you twist around to the right. Breath in, come back to centre. Breathing out round to the left. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out round to the right again. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out round to the left. And breath in, back to centre. As you breathe out, little back bend, being really careful with your back, obviously. Breath in, come back to centre. Breathing out, coming into a tabletop. Breath in, come back to centre. Breathing out, little back bend. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out, back into tabletop. Breath in, back to centre. And as you breathe out, just float the arms down. Give the shoulders a little shrug, should feel quite nice. So we're going to work with a round of Chandra Namaskar, which is our salutation to the moon. So we're going to come to the short edge of the mat, doesn't matter which end really. Bring the hands into prayer position. And then we'll take the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Push the hips forward, little back bend. And then breathing out, folding forward from the hips. Bring the chest towards the thighs. It's the moon we're saluting, so the left foot comes back first. Drop the left knee, flatten the left foot. And then come up into crescent moon. As you bring the hands down, touch the forehead, touch the heart. Hands come either side of the right foot. Sit back on the heels, stretch away the arms, bring the forehead to the mat if it reaches. Coming into swan. And then we're going to come up onto the knees, bring the palms of the hands together. Interlace the fingers, drop the hands behind the head. Sit back down on the heels,
And then bring the elbows and the forehead to the mat. Stretch away the hands as far as you can. Keep the head and chest nice and low. And slide through into cobra. Tuck the toes under, push back into down dog. The left foot comes to the front of the mat, drop the right knee, flatten the right foot, and then coming into crescent moon. As you bring the hands down, touch the forehead, touch the heart. Hands either side of the left foot, tuck the right toes under. Come into your forward bend, bring the chest towards the thighs once again. Coming all the way up, bring the palms of the hands together, push the hips forward, little back bend, and then coming down to do the right side. So forward bend, chest towards the thighs. Right foot steps back, drop the right knee, flatten the right foot. Come up into crescent moon. As you bring the hands down, touch the forehead, touch the heart. Hands come either side of that left foot. We're going to sit back into swan. Come up onto the knees, bring the palms of the hands together, and then interlace the fingers, drop the hands behind the head, sit back down on the heels. Elbows and forehead come to the mat. Unclasp the hands, stretch the hands away as far as you can, and then we're going to swish through into cobra. Tuck the toes under, push back into down dog. Right foot comes through to the front of the mat, drop the left knee, flatten the left foot, and crescent moon. As you bring the hands down, touch the forehead, touch the heart. Hands either side of that right foot, tuck the left toes under, step back into a forward bend. Chest towards the thighs again. Come all the way up to stand, bring the palms of the hands together. As you bring the hands down, touch the forehead and touch the heart. So a round of Chandra Namaskar. How are we doing for time? Oh, less time. Loads of time. So we're going to do another form of a salutation to the moon. So you want your feet a bit wider than hip width apart really. And bring the hands into Anjali Mudra once again. And then take the hands up to a Y. And then hinging forward from the hips, coming into a forward bend. And imagine that you're scooping up the earth and you're going to offer it up to the moon. Left hand over right. Bring the hands down to the abdomen. Take the arms out wide. Left hand to left thigh, side stretch to the left. And then come all the way back up, take the arms wide. Hands come behind the back, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back, straighten the arms, so shoulder release. And then take the arms wide again. We're going to take the left hand over to the right ankle and that right arm stays out to the side. Come all the way back up, arms are wide. Bring the hands back to the heart centre. Take the hands up to a Y. Come all the way down and scoop up the earth. Offer it up to the moon. Right hand over left. Bring the hands down to the abdomen. Take the arms wide. Right hand to right thigh, side stretch to the right. Come all the way back up, arms are wide. Hands behind the back, clasp the hands together, shoulder release. Take the arms wide once again. So this time it's the right hand to the left ankle, left arm stays out to the side. Come all the way back and then finish in prayer position. So that's another version of salutation to the moon. So give the legs a little shake. So we're going to work with, I think we're going to work with the tree, good old Vriksasana, the tree. So various foot positions, and I'm not sure how this is going to work with these trousers for a reason. What's going on there? Sorry. So you can just bring the right heel and place it on top of the left foot. Or you can have the whole of the right foot on the left foot, or you can bring that leg, the right foot, sorry, onto the leg, or up into the groin, the upper thigh. So try to avoid the knee area because the tendency is to put weight on that to try and keep that foot there. So we have the hands in prayer position, Anjali Mudra at the heart centre, and they say that if you push into the breastbone a little bit, it's meant to improve your balance. So, and it's obviously a good idea to find something to fix the gaze on that isn't going to move. So
taking the weight down through the left foot first of all, and then deciding whereabouts you want that right leg. Make sure the right knee comes out to the side, and then we're just going to balance here. And then just making your way down. Give the legs a little shake. Same with the other side now. So taking the weight down through the right foot, bring the hands into prayer position, and wherever the right leg went last time, then try and have the left leg in the same place so that you're evenly balanced. And then just making your way down once again. Give the legs a little shake, give the arms a little shake. And then we're going to come down onto the mat. Coming into a seated, comfortable position. Doesn't have to be cross-legged, it's however is comfortable for you. And then we're going to circle the shoulders. So nice big circles with the shoulders, doesn't matter which way you go. And then going back the other way. And then just relax the shoulders down. So let's take a nice big breath in, shrug the shoulders up nice and close to the ears. And then big old sigh as you let them fall away. Breath in and squeeze. One more. And then let's bring the chin down to the chest. And take the chin up to the right shoulder. And then back down to the chest. And then up to the left shoulder. Back down to the chest. Once more up to the right shoulder. Back down to the chest. And once more up to the left shoulder. Back down to the chest. And then let's lift the head. We're going to take turn the head all the way around to the right, and then come back to centre, and then all the way around to the left. Come back to centre, once more round to the right, and back to centre, once more round to the left, and back to centre. Let's take the right ear over to the right shoulder. And then come back to centre, left ear to left shoulder,
back to centre, right ear to right shoulder, back to centre, left ear to left shoulder, back to centre. So let's bring the head forward again, bring the chin towards the chest, and then we'll lift the head. And just let the head fall slightly back, not too far, don't damage the neck. And then you can open and close the mouth a couple of times, and you might even find a yawn. I probably will myself. There it is. And then I'd like to invite you to make your way down onto your mat, ready for your final relaxation. So just coming down onto the mat, into your best version of Shavasana, your relaxation posture. So just stretching away the legs if the lower back allows. Taking the feet nice and wide, allow the feet to flop apart. Otherwise, bend the knees, take the feet wide, allow the knees to fall in together. Take the arms a little way away from the sides of the body, palms turned up towards the ceiling. And then if you wish to, you can lift the head, look down the body. Rest the head back down on the mat, so just tucking in the chin, lengthening the back of the neck. Bringing the head into alignment with the spine. Eyes gently closed. And then just allow the breath to settle. So no need to do anything special with the breath now, but just become aware of the breath. And then maybe start to think about whereabouts you can feel the breath within your own body. So maybe in the belly, the rising and falling of the belly with every breath. Maybe in the rib cage. Perhaps you can feel it in the rib cage. Ribs expanding and contracting as you continue to breathe. Or maybe you notice it in the top chest, the clavicular area. This is most likely to be a very gentle rise and fall of the top chest. Maybe you can feel the breath entering the nostrils. So the air is cool as it enters the nostrils. And this breath is filling the body with prana, life force, energy, nourishing all the vital organs. And so it's nearly time to end this relaxation now. So just small movements at first, gently starting to wake the body up. So maybe just wiggling the fingers and the toes. Gorgeous girl. Hello, pretty girl. And then maybe just waking up the joints, so circling the ankles and the wrists. And maybe rolling the head from side to side a couple of times just to wake up the neck. Maybe you fancy a stretch and a yawn. And then keep the eyes closed and roll over onto your preferred side and just stay there for just a bit longer. And then in your own way, in your own time, just making your way back up to a seated position. And so we'll finish. Om Shanti. And thank you once again. So I'll be back at 5 o'clock tomorrow for what is potentially going to be the last live at 5. As I said, I will be teaching on Zoom. So feel free to drop me a message if you want the access code, and we can talk about, excuse me, there is going to be a small charge for these classes, by the way, but it is going to be small. Okay, so have a lovely rest of the evening. Sorry, my laptop's just fired itself up in the corner. It's making all sorts of weird noises. So have a lovely rest of your evening. Enjoy your day tomorrow, whatever you're doing. Sorry, I need to go and get a drink now. And I'll see you here tomorrow. Bye.